Okay, kindergarten, if you remember last week we painted our pumpkin paper. We used Tigger hoppers, we did red and yellow, and we mixed red and yellow and it made orange on a piece of paper. And we created that texture to give the pumpkin a little bit of a bumpy feel. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to finish the project by making this really cool pumpkin, and we're also going to be doing lines and patterns. And remember, we did that already. We've already been working on lines and patterns, and we're just going to create this really cool pumpkin. So what we're going to do is you have a black piece of paper, which will be your background paper. We have your textured paper that I've passed back. We will need scissors today. We will need a glue stick. And we have these really cool construction paper crayons and some oil pastels. And we also have this nice paper plate. Now, this paper plate is going to be what we're going to use to trace our pumpkin. So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our paper and we're going to flip it over to the back because we don't want any writing on our pretty orange paper. We worked really hard on that. So we're going to flip it over. We can do whatever we want to the back because it's the back of the pumpkin. It's going to go on the back. It's going to be glued to the black piece of paper. So we are going to put the paper plate in the middle of the paper and we're going to put our hand on it to hold it in place. And we're just going to take one of these crayons, it doesn't matter which one, and we are going to trace around the circle. And if you notice, Miss Rucker has to stop. I actually came down to the bottom and I stopped because my hand's in the way. So what I'll do is I'll just go in the other direction and then I'll lift my arm up and voila, I have a circle. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to create a stem. Pumpkins have a stem and all it is just this big like rectangle up at the top. So you want to make sure it's kind of big because you're going to have to cut it out. So we want a big rectangle right there on the top of the pumpkin. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to cut out our pumpkin. We're going to get our scissors and we're going to trace along that line. I'm watching the tip of my scissors. Now look, when I get up to my stem, I'm going to stop because I've got to go up, and it don't have to be perfect. We don't have to follow exactly. Our crayon part is just a guide because we need about this shape. We need a circle with a rectangle on top. So I'm going to finish cutting out my beautiful pumpkin. So we just basically need a circle with a little rectangle on top, and voila, Miss Rucker has this beautiful, beautiful pumpkin. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our glue. Now, Miss Rucker does not like to glue the paper because then I have to glue whatever it is that I want to glue down there. What I like to do is glue my piece because then I can place it wherever I want. So you want to really make sure you get those edges and in the center. It doesn't take too much glue, but you need enough that it's going to stick. Don't forget to do your stem. We're going to flip it over. And actually these pumpkins, I think I want them in the middle. So let's try to put it in the center of the black paper, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to get a black. We have a black in our little container, and we're going to create those little lines that pumpkins have. They're little curved lines all the way around the pumpkin. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the middle and we're going to do a curved line this way. And then we're going to do an opposite curve this way. And then we're going to repeat a curve this way and a curve that way. And we're going to do it one more time. I think we only need 3 lines on this pumpkin. 3 lines, and then we're going to curve that way. Perfect. Then we're going to get a green, like a dark green. And do you remember those loop-de-loos? Miss Rucker said loop-de-loos were her favorite. And we're just going to we're going to start in the middle of the stem, and we're just going to do some loop-de-loos up onto the paper from the pumpkin, because pumpkins have a vine that is attached to the stem. So right now, we're going to create that vine. And now I'm doing the loop-de-loos in this direction. And you can have them go however you want. You can have them go like that. And we're just going to create a couple of loop-de-loos just to create that little vine. And then, when you're done with that, we're going to put our lid back on our glue, Miss Rucker. And put our things back. And now we're going to create a border to go around our pumpkin using all of our beautiful lines and patterns. So I think I'm going to do some pink hills. And I'm going to go all the way around. And what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to have at least 3 different lines or patterns. So now maybe I want to do some blue dots. And maybe I want to put these dots all the way inside each one of these little, right in the dips of those heels. And let's see, I think I want to do, let's see, what was another one of Miss Rucker's really favorite ones? I think I want to do some yellow dashes. I really loved those dash marks. And I'm going to go all the way around my pumpkin. And now I've created a beautiful border around my pumpkin. And if you want to add some more lines, if you have time, you could add something else. Maybe I want some white zigzags. Maybe I want to do some zigzags. That's okay too. If you have time, do your zigzags all the way around. And if you want to do certain lines this way and do different ones this way, you can do that too. So when you're done, you'll have a picture that looks like this. And you will get to take him home. Okay, let's get started. I can't wait to see what you create. Don't forget to clean up your mess when you're done. Let's get started.